Hello, Sagittarius Sun, Leo Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. We're going to start off with a little bit of astrology first, and let's see what pops into my head. With that Leo Rising, you are a fixed fire sign. So people may see that you are very confident, or the impression you give is that you are very confident, that you are sure of yourself. Maybe a little bit stubborn or hard headed sometimes, but you can also be very protective, and that may be where some of that stubbornness comes in, especially of those that you love, the people you consider part of your tribe. Now, with that Leo rising, that means your sun is most likely in the fifth house, which is the house of creativity, of passion, of some things that we do that bring us joy, our hobbies. With your Sagittarius sun there, that may mean that it's involved that travel gets you excited, or at least researching faraway places. It could be philosophy. Maybe you are a student of all the great philosophers out there. Maybe you're deeply into religion and studying religion or the different varying religions. You wouldn't be interested necessarily in one specific thing. You're going to have a broader interest area. It could also have to do with higher education in some way. Maybe you are a professional student or a perpetual student. Maybe you describe yourself a lot of times as a perpetual student and you have serial hobbies, so one thing after the other. You gain an interest, you gain expertise, you learn about it and how it works, and then you're done and you move on to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Or maybe you have two and three going at the same time. But it's what you love to do. You love to stay active and you love to stay involved and you love to learn. It's just naturally who you are. It feels adventurous. It gives you at least that sense of adventure, even if you're staying in place. That makes sense. All right, let's get into your cards. I'm going to label the cards as I'm talking about them 1 through 12. Month 1, 2, 3, etc. But your starting month 1 is going to be December of 2024. So, month 1, December. And we have month 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we have month 7 down here, month 8, month 9. It's going to drive me crazy. I'll try to ignore it. Month 10, month 11, and month 12. And then we pull from the back of the deck, or I pull from the back of the deck to see if there's an extra message or information about the year ahead. So let's start right off with that card, the 7 of Coins. This is a year where you're taking stock of how things are going. If you want to keep doing the same things or not, if you want to change things up, if you want to add new things to your life, particularly as it comes to either your home life, your career, or your finances, or anything having to do with resources or how you bring resources in. You want to change things, or you're ready to make a change. That could be a move, it could be a shift in your career, it could have to do with investments or how you spend your money. It could be with how you take care of your home or choices you make in the direction you want to take your career. But you're assessing your life, your garden, and making, or at least doing the analysis and really taking a deep dive look and taking your time doing it into how you want, what you want to keep. Anyway, you're doing a shake-up kind of feeling. But it's a bigger overall. It's not just one thing. It's multiple things and little changes that you want to make. And then how you want the big picture in the end to look. That's the vibe I'm getting for you on this card. So let's see if that plays out as we're looking at individual months. They may just add up. So one thing I do is look for the number of major arcana cards in a total reading, because that could indicate a major shift, or if it's going to be more about mundane day-to-day life for the most part are your key things for this year. So we have the Lovers, we have Fortitude, we have the Death card, we have Temperance, we have the Emperor. Is that 5 or 6? 5 major arcana cards. So there's going to be enough of a shift in your own energy between December and November of next year that you are going to notice it. You're going to feel like a different person. You're going to feel much more I don't know, mature, or at least like you've moved on in a significant way from who you were right now or at the beginning of this, maybe November of 2024, to who you are in November of 2025. So that could be shifts in beliefs, the way we think about something, our careers themselves. If we make a change in that, they can, more money, more resources could lead to other changes and the way that we spend our money or the things that we choose to save for, things like that. All right, let's get into our individual cards. Here in December, month one, card one, we have the Lovers. This is a major arcana card. Now, the Lovers could literally mean a couple, a romantic couple, but it's more like the seventh house, I would say, in astrology, where it's about connections, contracts, relationships. So it could be business, it could be romantic, it could be friends. This is a connection you have with someone where both sides need to take a time to speak their truths, to really be clear about their expectations. Both sides need to be very clear and understand what the other side is looking for in this relationship, in this contract, whatever this is for you. Make sure you're asking for what you need and make sure that they hear and understand what it is that you need. This is a card about communication, making sure you guys are communicating clearly. And what you may find through that could change the nature of the relationship. It could be an impasse and you guys decide that this is not something that could work out. So you cancel plans or decide not to go into business together or decide not to get engaged, whatever that might be. It could be where you guys find out you are on the same page and your needs and interests do align, and that this is something very positive and you may want to take things to the next level, signing a contract, getting engaged, etc. But you both parties need to be very clear about their expectations, what their dreams are for the future, where they see this going. And if they don't align, that's going to tell you as much as if they do align. So pay attention to that and trust yourself and speak your truth. Don't try to tell them what you think they want to hear. Speak your truth. It's very important for you to do that. Okay, here in month two, we have the Four of Cups. Now, fours in general are about stability. Think four legs of a table. Cups are about our emotions or our intuition, our imagination. This Four of Cups in particular is saying you feel like there could be something more. So one of those legs on the table may be a little bit wobbly. And you're trying to decide, do you want to replace the whole table? Do you just want to replace that leg? Or do you just want to stick a matchbook under it to make sure everything is stable? This is a very particular, I have not had this come out as the reading for this card before, so I'm fascinated. I'm going to try not to get myself distracted here. Part of what you learn in month one is going to help you decide what you want to do in month two. Do you want a temporary solution? Is this just a temporary malaise or a sense of angst or boredom or meh kind of energy? Apathy, there's the word I'm looking for. Or is this something longer term that needs a longer term solution? Pay attention to why are you feeling this way? It's important to really tap into your emotions here and find out where that sense of dissatisfaction or disconnect, it has to be a disconnect that's happening. And why is it? Why is one leg coming up short? What are you thinking is the problem there? What are you imagining is the problem? And why do you feel that that's a problem? And is it really a problem, or is it just a short-term thing because of something else going on around you? So pay attention. It's important that you assess that because it's going to help you understand yourself and your needs more and get them addressed sooner rather than later. and help you determine maybe what the long-term solution will need to be. But also because another aspect of this is that this cup is not the same as the other. So one leg of the table is not the same as the others. You're dreaming of a different table maybe, or a different table leg than the ones that you have here. Maybe you're looking for something that is bigger and stronger, a bigger and stronger emotional connection in one area of your life than you have right now. But again, it's important for you to tap in and figure out what that is so that you can understand it better and then decide what you want to do about it. And then in month 3, we have the 10 of Wands. Wands are a fire sign, so this is all you. Leo's a fire sign, Sagittarius is a fire sign. 10 of Wands is indicating you need to let go of some of those burdens you're carrying around. You need to let go of some of that stuff because that is just slowing you down. It's dragging you down, slowing you down. It is keeping you in place. If you keep carrying that stuff for other people or things that from the past, if you keep carrying that weight, you're going to be stuck. It's going to take you a lot longer to reach the goals that you want. And this month does feel strongly attached to the 7 of coins here. This is one of those months you need to decide to let something go. And because this is Wands and it's about fire, these are things that maybe you had a whole bunch of hobbies over the years. And you have this room, this closet full of different boxes and bags and things like that, all related to old hobbies that you haven't touched in years. But your closet, that room, whatever it is so full of stuff that you don't even know what's in there anymore. And it's just pressing in on you. Just take the bags out, put them in the car, drive them off and donate them. And then go back home and enjoy the space. The potential now for that space. What would you want to fill it with now? Your creative energy, where your 6th house or your 5th house is, where your sun is, will flow better. You won't feel so, guilty or like you should be doing those things because you have all the stuff. Now you don't have it. It's not there. It's not hindering you. It's not in your way, your perceived way anymore of trying something new. So clean out the old. This can also be a case where you're taking on more burdens than you should. This could be something like if somebody went on vacation at work and you took over some of their duties while they were off, and then they came back to work, but they never took back those duties. It's time for you to go drop them back in their lap and say, this is not my responsibility and I'm not doing it anymore. I need to focus on the things that are going to support my career and the things that I am responsible for. It's time to release some of that stuff. This could have to do even with home-like or responsibilities at home too. If you've been taking on more and more things to do and now everything seems like it's on you to do, don't do them. Tell them, I'm not doing dishes anymore. If you want dishes, you need to figure it out. Or I will only wash mine. I'm not responsible for keeping your room clean. I'm not responsible for washing your clothes. I'm not responsible for making sure you have the things that you should have because you know what you want. And only you can do it perfectly. So this is your responsibility now. Release some of those burdens and free up your energy. Lighten your burden so it's easier for you to move forward. Do that for yourself. Give yourself that gift. And then in month 4, we have the 9 of Swords. Swords in general are our thoughts, ideas, communication. And the 9 of Swords is a card indicating there is some definite anxiety going on. There may be some restlessness, insomnia, nightmares. Our fears are getting in the way of moving on, of our success. This is a natural part of life. Even if you've never had this happen before, if you've made enough significant changes, especially here in month 3, where you said maybe you feel or you think you're dropping the ball because you're not carrying all the burdens anymore. You need time to adjust to that. Your energy, your body, your emotions need time to adjust to that. And that's what month 4 is. You did the work. Now your body, your whole your soul is processing that change, that shift. What are you going to do with all that time? What if somebody doesn't pick up the slack? What happens if this doesn't get done? What if that doesn't get done? What am I going to do? What if I can't decide what I want to do with that space now that all the closets are cleaned out? What if? Take some deep breaths. Find ways or plan for ways to help yourself work through that and move past it. This is just something that is our ego trying to get in the way to block us from moving forward, because the ego doesn't know. The ego fears the unknown. It likes to be in the same steady state, knowing what it can expect. And now you're moving into some new pattern? What? How could you? It's just a month of adaptation. So, do some things to help you get through that. Maybe you're doing things like writing doubts and fears onto a piece of paper and then throwing it out, or ripping it up into tiny, tiny pieces and throwing it out, moving it out of your energy, or burning it responsibly in some way. Releasing all that negative energy out of you. Journaling about it could also help. We're in swords, so journaling would make sense. Writing about it, talking to somebody about it, talking through the fears, talking through the doubts, talking through your worries can definitely help. Releasing it from your body in some way will help you. This could also mean doing something like going for a jog or a drive or something. I want to say something that gets the wind in your hair. Maybe it's sitting out on a beach on a windy day. Whatever that means for you. Help yourself. Allow yourself to help yourself. And allow yourself to recognize that this is temporary and you will get through it. And then in month 5, we have fortitude. Now, this is the same as the strength card. Fortitude is your inner strength. It's a sense of recognition that you can only do what you know to do. You can only trust your own instincts. They will lead you where you're supposed to be, and you need to allow yourself to trust them. It's an aspect of trusting yourself, believing in yourself, giving yourself grace and compassion, recognizing that you will not always get it right, but that's okay. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep moving forward. You have the strength and the fortitude to keep pushing on in the face of fear. You have this. You are doing this for yourself, and you will make it happen. You will make it happen because that's who you are. Let that lion roar and let that Sagittarius sail, travel, adventure. That may make it more exciting. Turn it into an adventure. Flip the script. Don't view it as something negative. View it as the next experience. And enjoy the process. Dig deep and know you're headed in the right, believe you're headed in that right direction. In spite of how it might look to others, you know where you're going. You know you can trust yourself to do the right thing. I love that. Here in month 6, we have the Two of Cups. Interesting, we start with the Lovers up here, and then we have the Two of Cups over here. Cups, our emotions, our intuition, twos, connections, choices, decisions. The Two of Cups in particular could indicate meeting somebody, likely meeting somebody new, an interest in somebody, or a potential, again, another connection. So this could be for business again, it could be friends, it could be lovers. But there's a sense of excitement, of curiosity, of getting to know the other person. This could be first dates, second dates, first meetings, second meetings. Are you guys on the same page? Do you have the same interests? Do you want to continue seeing this person or not? Do you want to continue down this path or not? That's the choice. But have some fun getting to know the other person, letting them get to know you first. Let those emotions flow and enjoy yourself. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Let it flow. I'm getting just a sense of fun and flirtation and excitement and curiosity. Lots of curiosity. So a lot of questions. And smiles. Lots of smiles. Okay. Down here in month 7, then, we have the Death card, the Major Arcana card. It is not literal death. This is a card of transformation. It's the end of one thing and the beginning of something else. And what is coming cannot come into being unless the other thing is removed or ends. This is like going from a caterpillar. It has to turn into that goopy, gross, disgusting mess inside the cocoon to completely transform into a butterfly. It's unrecognizable in its new shape. So there is some opportunity or something going on. Maybe at work. I feel like it's strongly work, but it does not necessarily. So this could be maybe your company is being taken over by another company, but in the end, it's going to work out in your favor. It's just going to be completely different than what you expected, or maybe what you could anticipate. But it feels very positive for you. So it's a transformation. There's a transformation going on this month. You may already know what's coming, but you don't know until it's done. You don't know what it's going to look like on the other side. All you can do is trust that it's going to work out in your favor. It's going to be a positive thing for you. It's going to be something that enriches your life and allows you to go to the next level, allows you to move forward or move up. So keep that in mind here for this month. What you're expecting things to be at the beginning of the month are going to be completely different at the end of the month. Okay. And then in month 8, we have the Temperance card. So after that big change, this makes sense to have the Temperance card. Yeah, and it is the card that follows the Death card. We have 13 and 14. Now that you've been through this change, this transition, this transformation in month 7, in month 8, make sure you're finding balance, settling back into your new normal. So this is going to look different. Maybe your work hours are different. Maybe your work location is different. Maybe there's some other things going on. Maybe you need to make sure that you're not working too much and not neglecting other areas of your life. It is very important that you find a balance. This can also be about alchemy, where you're maybe transmuting the way that you did work before into a new way to do it. Maybe something that's more efficient. And maybe you are the one being called on to come up with new methods or processes or techniques of doing something, and maybe coming out with a more efficient result or a better quality result in some way. So that was really specific. Let me know if that's any of you. But the primary thing underneath the undercurrents of all of this, or the intent of it, is to make sure everybody has a more balanced workload or work-life balance, and that there's not anything too extreme one way or another, which would result in getting things out of balance, which means inefficiencies and drained energy and burnout and things like that. Watch out for burnout. Make sure you're taking care of yourself as much as you're doing things at work. Stand up for yourself if you need to and say, I can't, I need time off, or I'm going to mess this up. I need a break. You may have to say that. So that's month 8. Stand up for yourself here, because this is going to kind of set the tone for going forward after this other change. So be aware of that. Set the tone here in this month. And then in month 9, we have the Page of Coins. So pages, young, fresh energy, naive, no idea how things work, but they're going to go figure it out. They got an idea. They think they know how it works, right? Clearly, the page in this card is trying to get the horse move by pushing on it sideways. It's not going to get very far, is he? Not really. Could be kind of dangerous, in fact, because he's pushing pretty hard there. That horse sidesteps even a little bit, he's going to end up flat on his face. But he's trying. He's giving it his all, man. Coins, earth element. So this is somebody who's going to be more along the practical lines. They're going to be more day-to-day routines. It could be house, it could be career, it could be finances. It's going to be related to resources in some way. The earth energy, or coins/pentacle energy, is also kind of the slower moving, taking your time sort of energy. So if this young, fresh person or energy, whatever this is trying to do something too fast, they're going to fail. And they're going to fail. And they're going to fail until they get it right. But they should be taking their time instead of and trying to, well, they're going to make mistakes still, but then they're going to adjust. So once he falls on his face here, after the horse sidesteps instead of moving forward, maybe he'll try something else. Maybe he'll go behind the horse, which could be dangerous. Or maybe he'll learn he needs to go to the front of the horse and maybe try to coax it and lead it instead of going every other way around it. This person's going to try your patience this month. You're going to look at them doing something and just kind of shake your head and ask them why. Why are you doing it that way? Why do you think that's going to work? Have you considered this? Have you considered that? They may need some guidance from you, at least on first steps, or they may need very specific step-by-step directions if you're trying to give them some responsibilities. So be aware of that. You may have to come up with your own little guidebook on how to wash the dishes, how to wash your clothes, how to do specific tasks at work. Just know this person has no idea what they're doing, but they're willing to try, and they're willing to give it a go. They just have zero idea on how to make it happen right now. But the potential is there because they have the drive. They do have that. Okay. In month 10, we have the Emperor, another major arcana card. The Emperor is sort of, he's the one in charge of all of it. It's definitely masculine energy. It's a card that represents Aries, which is another fire sign here. This is a card where they're trying to, it would seem as if they're trying to control everything. They're trying to take charge of everything. The intent, though, is for protection. They don't want you to get hurt. So until you learn in your existing space how things work, they won't expand the boundaries. But once you figure things out how things work, now they're going to make the boundaries bigger. You're not seeing my hands really. They're not really representing a good square, right? Or boundaries. Then you can expand your boundaries. But you need to be tested. They need to see that you're progressing, that you're doing well before they expand, before they give you more responsibilities and things like that. What am I feeling here for this? I'm feeling two different things. One is you may need to be setting up some boundaries for yourself around certain tasks or things that you're doing. So you may recognize in yourself a tendency to do too much in one area, or maybe you don't follow up on things so much. So you need to set some boundaries for yourself related to timing or certain tasks that you need to do before you can do something else, if that makes sense. And you need to honor those boundaries. You need to respect your own boundaries. The other aspect of this that I'm feeling is this could be relating to this transformation here a bit. So they're seeing the progress you're making after this transition, right? So that was your initial kind of boundaries. You're going to work within this space, and these are the things we want you to do. So you've done that, and maybe you're excelling now in that space. And now they're willing to give you more responsibilities, to ramp things up a bit, maybe give you a promotion, expanding your boundaries a bit, or shifting them so that they're different. It's a recognition of your leadership potential, or your future potential here. So they're the ones that control it, right? They're the company or the management, whatever it is, the owners. But they're seeing your potential. They're tracking your work. And they may be offering you additional responsibility here. So again, with that though, you need to recognize that you may need to set up your own boundaries, maybe around work hours and other things, with them a little bit, but mostly with yourself, so that you don't go too far and don't burn yourself out, because there is definitely potential for that within you. So be aware of that and respect that. And then month 11, we have the Page of Swords. Another page. Another young, fresh energy, full of ideas this time, though. They got an idea, they're just going to go off and do it. How? I don't know. I'm just going to do it. Okay. This one may be more frustrating for you than the Page of Coins, because air element moves a lot faster. So once they decide to do something, they're just off they go, falling down the stairs, because they didn't look where they were going. They assumed the floor would be flat all the way there. And nope, there were stairs there in the middle that they weren't looking. They made some assumptions about how things would be, because they have no idea how it works. So they may mess it up. They may mess things up to their own detriment. I'm trying to feel in here. This feels like, on the one hand, you can try offering advice and try to help them come up with a plan. They're only going to be interested in facts and logic, the black and white, what's required, the minimum requirements, essentially, maybe what they're interested in. But they're going to be, the energy I'm getting is, but they're going to be impatient. They're going to think you're maybe condescending to them, because, they just know they can do it. So you're going to need some patience here, and you're going to have to let them fail. You're going to have to let them fall down those stairs. And maybe you can try to put a mattress at the bottom so that they don't completely wreck themselves. But I feel like this is going to be, you may have some arguments with this person. Try not to let it get too heated. Try to back away. If you think things are going out of hand, or like you may say something that you might regret, because they're too young, they're going to go off the handle, right? They're young. They think they know what they're doing. All you can do is wait for them to come to you, essentially, and ask for help. You could try offering some things or some hints and tips, but don't push it too hard, because they need to be able to try themselves and figure it out a bit. It's like a logic problem that they need to work on. Yep, that's what I'm feeling for that month. Interesting. And then in month 12, it's the last month. Month 12, we have the Four of Swords. So still in that swords energy, but back in the fours where things are stable. There is a four-legged table there. It's solid. You have a solid foundation, but maybe there's some issue. No, you just need to give yourself a break. Okay, that makes sense. Especially after this month here. You need to give yourself a break. Let yourself rest. Let your mind specifically rest. Maybe you pause on communicating with somebody, or you pull back a little bit and not communicate so much. That could be part of what this is. So maybe instead of texting someone every hour or twice a day, maybe you go down to just every other day for a little while and let things cool off. Maybe that's what this needs to be, is a cooling off period. But let yourself take a break. Give your brain a break, let the communication slow down, ease off, so that you can rest the situation, rest the problem that's on your mind or that you're trying to work through. only by giving it that time to kind of percolate in the background can you find the solution. Essentially, sleep on it. Just sleep on it. Don't rush to make a decision this month. That's another aspect coming in. Don't rush to make any decisions, or even don't rush to form an opinion here this month until you have all the information in. And let the information come to you. Don't go chasing it. It will come to you when you need it. So you need to trust that too. But allow yourself to slow down a little bit here in month 12. Okay, that is what I have for you, Sagittarius Sun, Leo Rising, for your year ahead. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if you resonated with this or not, or if any month in particular was spot on. I love that. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.